Once upon a time, there was a bridge. On one side of the bridge was barren land. Everything was dried up and dead, and there was nothing good to eat. But on the other side of the bridge was very lush and beautiful, and there was fruit and trees and flowers and all sorts of wonderful things to eat. But no one ever crossed the bridge because right underneath the bridge was a horrible, monstrous troll. Now this troll was so horrible and so nasty and so monstrous that he would eat anything that tried to cross over the bridge, from the awful side to the good side. So no one ever tried, because whoever tried always got eaten. But then one day along came three goats who were brothers, all named Gruff, the Three Billy Goats Gruff. And they decided they were tired of eating dried out, awful, not tasting good, dead stuff, and they wanted some of the yummy fruit on the other side. So they decided they would cross the bridge one by one. So first, the youngest of the Billy Goats Gruff crossed. Little tiny guy went across the bridge. So the little tiny goat went across the bridge, and his hooves made a little noise as he crossed the bridge. Trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap. And the troll, he heard it, and he said, "Who's that trip-trapping over my bridge?" And the little tiny goat said, "It's only me, the littlest Billy Goat Gruff." And the troll said, "Well, I'm gonna come up there, and I'm gonna eat you up." Well, the little Billy Goat Gruff said, "Oh, you don't want to eat me. I'm so small. I'm so tiny. Why don't you wait till my brother comes along? He's much bigger, much tastier. He would make a much better meal. I'm so tiny and scrawny. I'm not even worth the effort." And the troll, he was hungry, but he was also very lazy, and he decided, "Why should I climb all the way up there if it's just a little goat? I'll wait till the bigger goat comes." So he said, "Fine, go ahead. You cross over the bridge. I'll eat your brother when he comes." And so the littlest tiny goat, littlest Billy Goat Gruff, he trip-trapped, all the way across the bridge. And then along came his brother after a little bit of while, a slightly bigger Billy Goat Gruff. And the slightly bigger Billy Goat Gruff crossed across the bridge, trip-trap. And the troll, he heard it, so he jumped up and he said, "Who's that trip-trapping over my bridge?" And the next Billy Goat Gruff brother, he said, "Oh, it's only me, the second Billy Goat Gruff brother." And the troll, he said, "Well, I'm gonna come up there and I'm gonna eat you up." But the brother, he said, "Oh, you don't want to come up and eat me up. I'm not that big. Wait until my next brother comes across. He's much, much bigger. He'll be a much, much more pleasing meal than me." And so the troll, who was still pretty lazy, even though he was hungry, said, "Fine, you go ahead. You cross that bridge. I'll get your brother when he comes." And the second Billy Goat Gruff said, "Okay." And off he went across the bridge, trip, all the way across. And after a little bit of time, came the third brother across the bridge. And he made a lot more noise than the other two brothers across the bridge. And he went trip-trap across the bridge. And the bridge shook and rattled. And the troll, he thought, "Ooh, this is gonna be good. This is a great big goat." And it was a great big goat. And the monster said, the troll, he said, "Who's that trip-trapping across my bridge?" And in a voice just as big, saying, "It's me, the third Billy Goat Gruff." And the monster said, "I'm gonna come up there and eat you up." And the third Billy Goat Gruff said, "Come and try it." So up climbed the monster up the bridge, and they saw how big the goat was. The goat was really big. He was huge. He had big, powerful hooves, great, big, sharp horns, and a really hard head. And the monster said, "Oh!" And the goat said, "Come and get me!" And the goat charged him, boom! And rammed into the monster, knocked him off the bridge, into the river, where he floated down off ways, all the way to the end of the river, where there's a waterfall, and went over the waterfall, and he never came back. And the three Billy Goat Gruffs, they stayed on the nice side over there, where all the fruits and the vegetables and the big trees and the shade and the grass and the friendly people and the inexpensive houses were, and they were prospered and they grew fat, and they're probably there still, prospering and getting even fatter.